Stunning new poll numbers show serious support for Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s third-party presidential bid. It now appears he's actually helping President Biden a bit. A new Quinnipiac poll shows Kennedy with a whopping 22% support in a hypothetical three-way race. Let's break it down. In a two-way race, Biden was ahead of Trump by 1 point in this poll. But when Kennedy was added to the mix, Biden scored 39% of the vote. Trump went to 36%. Kennedy, 22%. For a guy who's now being ignored by both the left and the right-leaning media following the launch of his third-party bid, this is big, largely unreported news. Remember, he raised $11 million in just the first 6 hours after his announcement. Kennedy's actually leading among independent voters, 36% of the vote, compared with 31% backing Trump and 30% backing Biden. So, I mean, is Kennedy could potentially determine the outcome of the election, which is fascinating to me. Let's go back to Steve Israel, a former congressman, Patrick McEnroe, the media commentator, and Scottie Nell Hughes, former Trump campaign surrogate. Steve, what do you make of these numbers? I mean, this does seem to be something, if he continues, where he could actually help President Biden?
Well, again, numbers a year away from a campaign, national polling, irrelevant. Every single poll should have a blinking yellow light, so I don't get too caught up in it. I do find it rather ironic that when Bobby Kennedy, who I know, by the way, when Bobby was running in a primary against Joe Biden, Republicans and Donald Trump were feeding him, talking about how wonderful it was. Yeah. And then when he said, okay, I'm out of this primary.
Sean Hannity was the best example.
Exactly.
He welcomed, he said, people don't listen to this guy, and then he runs as an independent, and he comes on, he's like, this guy's just a liberal. And
totally turned on him. Look, what doesn't matter is the polling. What matters is the money. The money.
All right, let's talk about the money. We'll talk about the money. All right, this is from Politico, the number 2. Data shows that more than 500 of Kennedy's biggest donors gave to Trump's 2020 campaign, more than 3 times the number of donors who gave to Biden in that race. And in this cycle, more than 160 donors have given to both Trump and Kennedy, while only a handful have given to both Kennedy and Biden. So, Scottie, should that be concerning?
Absolutely. And I think anybody that was not as surprised by this should not be in politics, because it was obvious from the very beginning that RFK's message resonated more with Trump supporters, Trump base, even more conservative, even the libertarian wing, than it did any with the Democratic Party. Those that encouraged him to run against Biden, if you could not see where this was going to lead, then you obviously don't know politics very well in the history. This is 1992, deja vu, Ross Perot, all over again. And I think it's a very smart card that Democrats are playing in trying to make sure that RFK stays in the race, because who he's taking away from is going to be Trump, hands down. And that's how it's been since day one, even when he was running up against Biden.
But there are a lot of Republicans, Patrick, who were not accepting that, right? I would have a lot of people, we'd talk about this a lot, and they'd say, I'm not sure which way he's going to pull, but I think the numbers are becoming pretty clear.
It's starting to look a lot clearer.
Starting?
Yeah. Okay.
I think it was clear from day one.
To you, maybe it was, but not to me. But I think the larger issue to me here is that you've got a guy who's a third-party candidate, and a lot of his message is about, we need more than just a two-party system, because the two-party system has become corrupt mostly because of money, right? And corporate money. And that's where the country has gone in the last 30, 40 years. So he's sort of putting a message out there, and now what you just said is big money's coming to him, right. Which to me, I'm not sure where that goes from here, because I think that a third-party candidate who could actually win could happen, but it's going to be someone that's got mega money behind, Elon Musk or someone that's got their own money, because you need so much money to be in the game in a big way.
They better do it quickly.
And you got to do it early. No, I'm talking about in the future. He's not going to win.
Remember, Mike Bloomberg tried and couldn't put it together, and that guy has money.
Once again, you can see that RFK was never going to be a serious presidential contender. He's more to take away, because you never saw the proper vetting done on who RFK is. Most people who support RFK can just say he's great because of the talking points he's repeated the last 2 years. They haven't done their research on who he is and what he actually stands for.
You mean conservatives?
And his background.
You mean in particular
I'm talking about libertarians. I'm talking about conservatives. They go off the talking points that they've just heard, which sound great.
Well, to support your point, RFK recognized you said from moment one who he was going to help more. This is what he said a couple months ago about who he might hurt or help more. Number 4.
I take many more votes from President Trump than I do from President Biden. So you think it would be a net asset to Biden?
I think that may be one of the reasons they're trying to push me out of the party.
Which that right there, for any Republican that's even thinking of RFK, should hear that comment right there and realize that it was almost like a Trojan horse from the very beginning.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.